Hello YouTube, it's Sharkshocker and Alexey of the BBL, and today we are welcome you to the first edition of our team building sessions with the BBL gym leaders and Elite 4 members. And we have decided to start off the series with the latest new toy that the Smoke on OU metagame has received in Contrary Serperior. Shark?
Hi, I'm sharkshocker. I'm in charge of the electric and poison gyms. I'm also covering the rock gym. And yeah, so we got Contrary Serperior. I managed to pick up a copy from the GTS. I still have to give you your egg, Alexey, so remind me about that.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, it's not gonna help me much right now because, well, you remember me saying that I'm barely past the Mobile, whatever it's named, city. I'm still there. I launched the game once for 20 minutes after that. I just don't have the time to play it.
That's fine.
Really.
At least you can use it as a starter, or I can just give it to you. Okay, so for those who don't know, Snivy has a hidden ability. If you're familiar with its regular ability, it's Overgrow, which increases the attack power of grass moves when its HP is 1/3 or less. But recently they released its hidden ability, which is Contrary. And if you're not familiar with that, what it does is any increases or decreases in stat changes, they get flipped over. So if you use a move, if you're familiar with Malamar, one of the attacks it uses is Superpower. Normally, it would decrease its attack and defense by 1 level, but with Contrary, it would increase it. So in the case of Snivy, one of the moves that should come to mind is Leaf Storm. Normally, that would decrease special attack by 2 levels, but thanks to the new hidden ability, Contrary is gonna give it 2 levels increase in special attack.
And so, when it became apparent for the first time that Serperior will finally be getting its hidden ability, the first thing that people started thinking about was making it a wall breaker. The reason for that was that Serperior has unfortunately a very shallow move pool. It's supposed to be a special attacker, but its only usable special attacks are Leaf Storm and Dragon Pulse, which don't really yield very good coverage. Well, and hidden powers. However, it has a very good support move pool with moves like Knockoff, with Glare, which is basically Thunder Wave, which bypasses the electric and ground immunities. What else does it have? Leech Seed and Substituted Taunt, and it has a fantastic speed tier in 113, allowing it to outspeed base 110, which is the most common speed tier in the OU right now. Essentially, right now it has 2 main roles, well, at least 2 most common roles. That of a bulky wall breaker, because it's 75, 95, 95 the bulk is, well, it's not great, but it is usable. It's more the typing that hinders its defensive capabilities. And the second one is just a threatening Leaf Storm spamming sweeper with max special attack and max speed and life orb, because Leaf Storm is essentially a nasty plot with a base 130 power, and once it gets at least 1 nasty plot off, it's scary. This is the set that I've been trying to use recently. Haven't really had much success with it because I don't well, because it's kind of hard to support the thing, because you have to give it support that would allow you to deal with pretty much all kinds of priority, with all kinds of birds, and with either Ferrothorn or Heatran, depending on what hidden power do you choose, and that is if you are running a sweeping set for your Serperior. So this is what I've tried to do on my own, not very good results. So now we are going to try something else, something better. I have opened up a default set with Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Knockoff, and a hidden power. Well, hidden power fire for now, but realistically the only move that it always will run is Leaf Storm, so we can just change it as we see fit as we build the team. What do you think should we start with? Maybe something to check birds?
Yeah.
threat. So yeah, basically, when you start team building, you start off with either a Pokemon or a core, be it a defensive or offensive core, and just see what this core is weak to, and start racking up checks and counters to said weaknesses. Be those weaknesses as in team archetypes like Bird Spam or Trick Room, or just plain typing matchups.
Yeah, as Alexey said, even though it has a really good move with Leaf Storm and Contrary, it does face a lot of counters depending on what set you're running. Bird Spam is one of them, so Talonflame is a very big trouble for Serperior. So that's one of the things we're going to cover for, as well as maybe Heatran or Ferrothorn, depending on what type of hidden power Serperior is running, which is the case, as Alexey said. The really shallow move pool kind of hinders it. So for the start of the score, we're going to focus on Serperior, maybe look what movesets it can run, and then from the moveset, then we'll start adding in Pokemon to account for checks and counters and maybe help support Serperior.
Yeah, basically, first we have to decide whether we will be running Serperior and the team to support it, or whether or if we are going to run a team with which will be supported by Serperior, because Serperior can just run bulk and use moves like Leech Seed, Substitute, and Glare, and be a great support Pokemon. But in that case, you are not really building around that. It's more of a glue. So I think it makes more sense to build around an offensive set.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that first of all we should start with the obvious bird checks. It's because it's not really dependent on what moveset we run. It will be weak to birds anyway, most notably Talonflame. And what I can think of the top of my head are T-Tar, Heatran, defensive Lando T, bulky Gyarados. Although bulky Gyarados will have troubles with the Bullcop Will-O-Wisp set. What else? Slowbro, Rotom Wash, Zapdos, although that dies to it +2 Flare Blitz. What else? Let's be generic.
That's
also, Electrics like Manectric and Raikou, but they are all pseudo checks because they all die to +2 Flare Blitzes. Scarfstar.
Yeah, that pretty much covers most of the ones that you would normally run into.
So, adding T-Tar for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
T-Tar should be good. What set do you have on it?
Well, we could use a support set, a fat set with Stealth Rock, or we could use a Scarf T-Tar just to get rid of other Scarfers, of Gengar to pursue trap stuff to get rid of the Lotties.
Scarfstar sounds good in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pursuit, Stone Edge, who needs accuracy, Crunch, and so I'm running Pursuit, Stone Edge, Crunch, though I don't think it's a really good idea to run just double in the dark. But I'll just leave it for there for now. We'll just replace it if need be, and I think that I will put Super Power for now as the last move. Although I'm not really sure if it will ever be used. And I'll just slap everything into attack and speed and be jolly, because T-Tar is slow, and even with Scarf it doesn't really outspeed anything. And we are not weak to Mega Pinsir now, which is good. Which is very good, in fact. Okay. Where did I put the leftover 4 EVs on T-Tar? Defense or def?
Wait, you mean defense or HP?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, because it has an odd number with 0 HP.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah, I'm facing a very hard and very important dilemma.
Where do you normally put it? I normally just slap it on defense.
I don't actually... I don't pay attention to where I usually put it, I just put it somewhere. I put it in defense for now.
Yeah, defense should be, and then we'll just change it if it's necessary.
It won't be necessary, it doesn't change anything in accounts, like ever. So, we got our bird check number 1. What else are we weak to? We are also weak to... Scarved Gengar. But everything is weak to Scarved Gengar, we can't build it and it is not weak to Scarved Gengar.
If anything, a check, but we don't have to do that right now.
Yeah. What else? We currently have Hidden Power Fire, so we don't...
Heat Ran?
Yeah, we don't have anything to check that in any manner. So, Keldeo maybe?
Yeah,
Dangerous.
Keldeo. If we were going defensive, I was thinking Rotom Wash, but we can try Keldeo, so we can go for an offensive.
Yeah, let's go. Brain Dead Hyper Offense. So, I kinda wanna run Specs just because I'm used to running Specs from XY, but with the speed creep and everything having a 350 speed, Subcom Mind, I find it to be a little better than that. Or Scarf even sometimes.
How's the Calm Mindset working out for you?
Subcom Mind is absolutely amazing. It just cleans up when every Metagross is gone. And just spreads Scald like no tomorrow. Scald Burn, I mean. Just watch out for random Gastrodon. Because they are actually a thing, it's an underrated threat. Gastrodon, okay, so Scald, Substitute. No, not Substitute, Substitute. Calm Mind, and Secret Sword. Special attack, speed, and Subcom Mind Keldeo has some EV spread to hit the leftovers number, but I don't remember it right now off the top of my head, so I think we'll just leave it at 255, 252, 252, and 4, and just I'll just fix it later.
Alright.
And Timid Nature, of course. So, first, we don't have a Mega. Second, we don't have Hazard Control. Third, we don't have hazards of our own. And everything dies to Charizard 1.
Yep.
And you don't want everything to die to Charizard Y. Maybe Chansey. No, I'm not gonna run Chansey. No.
If we have if we set up our hazards control, that can help check for Charizard Y. So if we think of our Rock Setter next.
Well,
what's
well, if we return to the Gen 4 mindset, maybe we could use just Lead, Mamoswine, or Terrakion, or we could use Fat, Defensive, Lando T, or Heatran, and find and complete the Grass, Water, and Fire defensive core. Or we could alter our Titar set and use something else to get rid of Latias.
So many options. Lando T would be very good, but it's too played, and let's try to change things up.
In case anyone doesn't know, Landorus Therian is the most common Pokemon in the OU right now. And it doesn't matter which one of the cutoffs you choose, it'll be most common one anyway.
We can edit out this long pause.
Yeah, we can. It's not an issue. Or I can speed them up and put some music in there.
I know. Thinking. Terrakion could work, but then again, it could still have trouble against Charizard Y if it doesn't have rocks out right
Yeah,
away.
plus Rock's Terrakion is essentially a suicide lead, especially when your opponent has anything that has stab, bullet punch. Yeah, and getting rid of hazards is not usually as hard as it seems,
Yeah.
especially with a couple of well-timed double switches.
Heatran can work, but weakness to ground, Earthquake might be dangerous. It would be a good switching though, in case you predict a fire attack on Serperior.
Well, to be fair, a ground weakness isn't that much of an issue, as right now we have Serperior who resists it, and 2 more team slots in which we will still have to somehow fit in a either a flying type or a levitator.
Yeah, I was thinking we should add in a levitator.
Okay, let's go Heatran for now.
Heatran, yeah.
And actually, I'm thinking to use not the standard Spadef set, but rather to use offensive balloon tread, because it doesn't care about the lead Landrus's Irians.
Okay.
I mean, we're going offense anyway, so why not? That means Fire Blast, Earth Power, Stealth Rock, and a placeholder. Actually, no placeholder. We are destroyed by Clefable. Like it just 6 us.
That's true. 2 fighting type, or dark and fighting type.
Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon. I'm using Flash Cannon.
That's fine. Alright.
I mean, Calm Mind and Focus Blast will still destroy us, but at least it's not as common. 52. I don't remember what's the optimal spread for this set. Modest. Okay.
Air balloon.
Yeah, that's the silly part. I don't there are optimal EV spreads for all these things, but I don't remember them. I'll have to look them up later and edit them accordingly later.
Yeah, but
So
that's
now-
part of team building, so.
Yeah. Plus, we're gonna playtest it, and there's no you can't build a you can't build a perfect team, and you can't even build a good team without actually doing any testing and looking at the viability rankings, which we completely forgot about. And
Which is
actually,
true. No, go ahead, Alexey. Finish off.
Well, this is where we pretty much have our main 4, and what we have to do now is we have to look at the Smogon's viability rankings, which are here. I will put the link in the description, and I will put an annotation with the link. It's, well, while you are team building, it's essentially a threat list, a list of the things that you want to cover with your team that you need to have a way to beat. You will not always be able to have like 2 checks to absolutely everything on this list, it's just too vast. But you don't want to be destroyed by anything in the S's, A's and B's. That is definite. So now I'm looking through the rankings, and Lopunny.
So for those not familiar, Mega Lopunny is a super wall breaker. It punches through so many things because of its stab moves, and thanks to Scrappy, it can even hit through ghosts. So if you check the viability thread, it's one of the current S ranks right now. So just be aware of what sets it normally runs, and as we're making this team, we're gonna try to come up with ways to like make sure we have an answer for it, or at least have a check in case we encounter it on the battle.
And I think that I know exactly what I want to beat it with. And in that we will also finally be getting the Mega of the team. The fluffiest of all. Don't tell me you didn't understand who I was talking about.
Mega Ampharos?
No, Altaria.
Oh yeah, that's new.
No, Ampharos is fabulous and Altaria is the fluffiest. Fluffy. I think that we should just run a standard DD set.
Yeah, that should be good.
Dragon Dance, Return,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone uses Frustration, but I am using Return because I can. Earthquake, because screw Heatran. And what else? We can run either Roost, because it's Roost and obvious, or we could run Fire Blast to lure Ferrothorn and knock it out when it's below 70%.
Mm.
Actually, we're not really weak to Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
We have Serperior with HP Fire, we have Heatran, we have Keldeo. Yeah, let's run Roost. And what I want to do is I want to run Max Attack, Jolly Nature, and the Speed EVs to outspeed Breloom. So that makes 176 6 Speed EVs, and rest dumped in 3 HP.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah, so it's not really a bulky DD, it's more of a speedy DD, but hey, this thing is going to sweep. Yeah, we have a special sweeper, Serperior, a physical sweeper, Altaria, and everything dies to a Moongus. Holy shit. And we still have no hazard control.
Ah, that's true.
Well, only one thing to do. This, we don't have hazard control and we are weak to a Moongus. We cannot be original here. We are using either Starmie or one of the Latis. And there's not much to choose from.
Out of the two, Starmie would be the less common one. But yeah, they're both fairly common as they are.
The Latis are going to add more offensive presence, whereas if we use Starmie, we're not gonna get rid of our own rocks. But at the same time, it's not really that important because rapid spin over rocks is more important either on stall teams where you want to keep pressuring your opponent with Handra hazards, or on like completely brain dead spikes taking hyper offense where you just want your spikes to stay on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that much of a factor here. Actually, let me whip up the viability rings and see what else are we weak to. Okay, we're not weak to Sableye. That's good. We have actually managed to make a team without Diancie or Sylveon or Gardevoir, which is not weak to Sableye. Oh my god.
Sableye is so troublesome.
Metagross beats us, but it beats everything. Azumarill is not a problem. Bisharp is not a problem because we've got Kellion, we've got Altaria. Charizard Dex is not a problem because we've got Altaria. Clefable is
somewhat
could be unaware. Clefable. Yeah, we have Flash Cannon, but unaware could be a problem. Could be. But then again, neither of the possible hazard removers is going to help us with Clefable. You either have something that would just power through it with special moves, or you don't.
Yep.
Or you have Bisharp, which cannot control hazards. Okay, Gardevoir is, well, it's a threat for any team. So is Gengar, so is Mega Gyarados. Do we have a way of beating Mega Gyarados? Yeah, we got Serperior and we've got Altaria. Which actually resists Water plus Dark, which is good. Because it gets Crunch now. Which allows it to easily break through its best check as of XY, namely Ferrothorn. And on top of that, as a result, people are now under-preparing sometimes for the old leftover sub plus bounce set.
I remember that.
Myself included.
Mm.
Landers, Lies. I mean, we're not really extremely weak to anything, but we don't also
Have good
check
answers.
everything
yeah.
very well. Well, ideally, you want to have at least two checks to everything. And while it's impossible, you do want to have at least 2 checks to everything in the A's and B's and the S's. Boom, boom, boom. We are. The Yancy just destroys us. Mega the Yancy will just blow through us. It sets up on everything
Dinosaur.
except Serperior and Keldeo, and it just sets up rock polish and just moonblasts, earth powers everything. Which calls for our hazard control being scissor.
The fog scissor.
Yeah.
Actually,
And BP is still technician quite effective. Stab.
and that should be able to handle the Yancy.
Speaking of scissor, speaking of the fog scissor, I have often seen, for some reason, I don't know why, Choice banned the fog on scissor. I have no idea why. Is it a thing that exists? I even lost to it a couple of times. Precisely because it was banned the fog. I knew that the set was banned, but I did not expect the fog. It was horrible both times.
That would be very unexpected because you would expect a support set to not be banned. It's hard to wrap around. Fog.
Okay, so
Punch.
bullet punch, and now we have 1 check to Mega the Yancy. Fantastic. It's not good to have only 1 check to Mega the Yancy, but whatever. Well, not whatever, but we'll see if there's anything we can do. After all, we also have Altaria, who just one-shots it with either Return or Earthquake at +1 with minimal prior damage. So that's something. Okay, BP, the Fog, and I think U-turn Roost.
Yeah.
We don't have a single knockoff on the team. Oh, we have Serperior knockoff. Never mind. Okay, max HP, max attack.
Yeah.
Or,
Max HP shine.
well, not max HP, 248, so we hit the odd number.
Yeah.
And let's dump the rest 8 in speed so that we can. Actually, we do not outspeed anything with that speed. Whatever. So, what else are we weak to? Now let's start tweaking it.
Now we have the whole team out. Let's see here. Charizard, you can cover.
Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur just walls the entire team to hell and back. And back to hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it may have decreased in usage on the lower ladder, but in tournaments and on the higher ladder, it's back. It was gone for a bit due to the new toy syndrome when the RS Megas came out, but now it's back and walls everything. Nothing to hit KOs it.
That's true. And well, a Talonflame would be a good answer to it. But...
Yeah, except what we could replace Serperior with Talonflame.
But that ruins the whole the start of the core. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. We don't want to be walled by Venusaur.
That's a good. Would Latios be able to check it?
It would be, but the problem is
The
if we
Dian-
replace Scissor with Lati's,
Or
we are
Diancie.
going to die to the Yancy.
Hmm. Well, so yeah, so for those listening in, like when you're team building, this sort of dilemma comes up all the time. As Alexey was saying earlier, you can't really cover for everything on that threat list, but you try
But
to do
you
what
can
you can.
build your team in that way that it will at least have some way of beating everything. But that requires a lot of thinking and battle testing.
Yeah. So it's okay if you like have some rough edges like on your starting like builds, but just be aware that those threats do exist. I mean, no matter how common or uncommon they are, they will like be aware so that when they come up, you know what to do about it.
Okay, so what we are weak now are, well, basically Venusaur. We are not weak to Slowbro, which is also good. We don't really enjoy the company of Diggersby, but we do have Keldeo to check him, although he will never switch in, ever. Mega Lakazam of all things gives us trouble. Yeah, because Scarftar doesn't outspeed it, I think.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I remember now what's the optimal spread for Scarftar. We use the speed to outspeed the base 110s to hit 352 or 353 speed with the Scarf, I think. But I will, after we're done with the episode, I will just look up these spreads and I will optimize them. So that is something we can easily do later.
Mega Venusaur.
And the thing is, we can't even apply any offensive pressure to it because most of the things won't even 3-hit KO it, let alone 2-hit KO it. So it can switch into literally everything except Keldeo's Scald Burn. And that's it, it switched into everything else. We could use one of my favorite sets and use Scarfed Korean Black to KO die speed. Because Terravolt bypasses what is it? Thick Fat. But there's nowhere to slap down. Or we could replace Altaria with Charizard X.
Charizard X and Mega Altaria. That wouldn't give us. That can actually work since we should. Actually, the biggest trouble would be. That should be fine actually. Nothing too big blocking it. Rocks aren't a problem. We can deal with.
But then we will also want to be wary of Thunderous, because it can just stop the sweep with Thunder Wave.
Prankster
Priority Thunder Wave, yeah. And I'm thinking that we could. Well, the way everything goes now, anything that can spam Earthquake, including things like, I don't know, Scarfed Lander's T, will just 6-0 us. Because we don't have a single EQ resist.
Oh, that's there, yeah. Since Charizard X gets the ground weakness.
Generally when you're building a team, you want to have an electric resist to absorb thunder waves, and you want to and to block volt switches, and a flying resist, which is part of the reason why Lander T is so popular. It covers both of those type immunities.
Plus, it gives the Intimidate, which helps put a stop to anything physical attackers.
You know what? Actually, I think we may take a break for now, cut off here, as it's been, oh my god, 35 minutes.
I didn't
And I think
notice.
we can continue tweaking it in the next episode of team building, taking longer than we expected it to. But hey, it's a long process. You don't build a team while eating breakfast for 5 minutes, unless you're a city steers someone, and even then it's not always applicable.
Okay, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any comments or any suggestions for future videos, or if there's a Pokemon you guys want us to have a build a team around, we'll check it out and look forward to the next episode.
Well, bye.
Oh,
See you later.
and check out the Bulba Garden Battle League.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to advertise
We
that.
forgot to ourselves out, and that was the most important thing, and we forgot that. How could we?
So yeah, the Bulba Garden Battle League, it's over at the Bulba Garden forum. Alexey will give you guys a link to that. So basically, it's a bunch of the members there have established a league where challengers can go to us and use their teams. We'll be using monotype teams. We have all of the 18 types covered. So we have 14 gyms.
We don't have fairy covered.
Oh wait, no, I thought Gardevoir. Gardevoir had that. I'll check the roster, but we have most of them covered. So we have the Elite Four and 13 gyms, and each one of them consists of a single type. So you just make your way through them like in the game, and if you get at least 8 badges, then you can challenge the league. It's a good experience if you're new to battling or if you want to test your skills. Come check us out. We welcome all people, so yeah, check us out.
Okay, thank you guys for watching, and see you later.
All right, bye.